Welcome in.
I didn't do my research. I didn't because
It's all over right now. It's all over.
I don't think I've been this like kind of, like
I
buzz.
don't think he bit my ear.
Hello, let's journey to the middle.
This journey to the middle.
You'll meet them all again on their long journey to the middle.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to Journey to the Middle. It's been a few weeks again since I've been back to record, and I finally get to record with Nando, which is cool. Yay!
It's not cool. It's not that great.
Come on. That's a good thing to say, Matt.
That's what I do. I just mess with Nando the entire episode.
I figured. What's up, guys? It's good to see your faces.
It's good to have everybody together now.
Yeah.
And, have a little threesome on the show.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The PG
I'm
kind
going to
that,
get yelled at for doing that, for saying that later.
yeah, kind that won't really hurt your ears all that much. Matt, what are you drinking over there?
I am drinking, I got Goose Island. This is Fulton Street Blend. It's
Is
like a golden ale that has coffee in it.
Aha. Okay. Nando, are you drinking anything tonight?
Oh yeah, I got sangria today.
I have water, which is in shot right now, but I have water. That's my drink these days. So
Water's all right.
I'm fine with it. It's all good.
Yeah.
No worries. My dog might make a special guest appearance if she gets all like unruly. So just a heads up that you might see a bulldog come like crawling over here at some point. So just
Awesome.
We got to get Nando a dog.
You don't have a dog?
I have a cat.
I have a cat though too.
Yeah. I'm not a big dog person, just because when I was like little, a dog actually bit me in the butt. So I'm more of a cat person. Yeah.
That makes sense. I can understand.
Unacceptable. This is a dog-friendly podcast.
I'm cool with dogs. It's just they don't like me.
I bet you my Frenchie and you would get along just fine. She likes everybody.
He does like everybody. She will lick your ankles to death.
Oh no.
She's super cute though. She likes to snuggle and she likes to just like snarf her little piggy noises in your face too. She's great. She's great. Good times though. So what are we like? We're not really on quarantine anymore, but what are they calling it now? Phase 3 or some crap?
Yeah.
I think we're in the upside down.
It's basically
That's where we're at. We're in the upside down.
Most people probably know by now we're out in Illinois. So
yeah.
They're saying something like they're starting phase 4 next week, and isn't that something where like they're opening things to like certain capacities, like restaurants and bars and stuff like that? You can have like up to 50 people, I think it is.
Yeah, up to 50 people, and like spaced out inside the restaurant. Like you can dine in, but they got to be spaced out. And
okay.
Yeah, I think the restaurants have like a percentage of capacity or something that they can have inside.
I mean, now granted, since everything like started, since the lockdown had started in March, I think it was, I have not been out in a place of public except for like my doctor's appointments, which haven't been like, they haven't been super, robust, but like I've had a few, and that's about it. I think, and I've been to Walmart once to go pick up my prescriptions once. Yeah. That's it. I don't know that I like people anymore, really. I'm not really
hard.
I'm not really.
If you do go out, some people are like, they got their mask like underneath their chin. I'm like, what are you even bothering for? Yep. I don't know what's going on here.
And I'm like, just stay the hell away from me. Just get the hell away from me. Like, I don't want to look in your direction even. Just don't go away.
Man.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess eventually I might start to like people enough to want to record in person again. No offense to you guys. I like you guys, but I'm still so paranoid because it just, I don't want my dad getting sick. He's kind of like the only thing I have left, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm super paranoid about that too, because he's going in to have a procedure done and I gotta, I have to keep all that stuff in mind. So.
Well, we just got tested for the second time.
Well, you guys have been tested twice already.
Yeah, we got tested twice now. Yeah.
Oh.
So COVID free.
That's good. Yeah. It hurt, man. Oh my God. I had to get that before surgery. And she's like, now look up. She goes, and you might sneeze afterwards and your eyes might water up. And I was like, well, yeah, D, all three of those damn things, like all of the above happened. That was a terrible test to have to get. That was awful.
Yeah, it's like they're tickling your eyeball. You're like, thanks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we were explaining it to the kids, and Jen's like, "Oh, it's like tickling your brain."
Yeah.
And the kids are like, well, how does it tickle your brain? I'm like, metaphors, right?
But you know what though, man? Like it's like they're digging for gold in the back of your, in the back of your head. That's how I felt. So
you know what? Since my surgeries and everything, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm like, all right, cool, and I'm go back to work.
You're lucky, man. I think eventually I'm going to have to get all of my junk in my nose looked at too, because that was such an offensive, awful thing.
It's great. I sleep like a goddamn baby every night.
Do you?
And it's fantastic.
Did you have a CPAP machine before, or am I imagining that?
I never. Well, yes and no. So leading up to the surgery, I had one. I didn't really use it. The thing was, like, the doctor had to basically build a case for me to get the surgery.
That's right.
With the insurance company. So they have to go through the process of you have to have a CPAP machine and you have to go get a sleep study done and everything. And then they then they're like the insurance company. They're like, well, it's not working, so we need to do surgery.
Well, that's good though. At least they were able to make the case and get yourself fixed up.
I used the CPAP machine for a total of maybe 3 hours because I tried it for a couple nights in a row and it annoyed me so much. I'm like, no, I can't. This sucks. See,
my dad's had one now for, I don't know, quite a few years.
Yeah.
And I think he had it before he had his bypass, 3.5 years ago, I think. But I know he's religious about it. He uses that damn thing all the time. And I remember the last time that I stayed the night over there, I walked in there and I was like, what the hell? You look so crazy because you've got this mask.
Take it off just a little bit and you hear the air going. Yes. It's like, how do you sleep with that thing?
So I said to him,
it takes a lot to get used to.
That's what I thought. Cause he's like, well, you could, cause it was shortly after my mom passed and he goes, well, if you want to come camp out here on the floor in the bedroom, you can. And I'm like, there, no fucking way. No way. It was
no Darth Vader.
That's my mom. I love her dearly, but that woman snored to fucking high hell too. So I'm like, I don't need to be around a fucking CPAP. I don't need to be around any of that stuff. No thanks. I'm good. Anyway. Sorry. It's good to catch up. It feels good to actually outside of work meetings have, and Mike, of course, I live with Mike and I love him and we're together all day long, but it's nice to have other human interaction too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nando, how do you sleep?
Sideways. I'm a terrible sleeper. If I can fall asleep at any time during the day, but at nighttime, I can't. It's the worst in the world. Yeah.
Is it because you can't?
That makes a lot of sense since I see you sleeping at work all the time.
It's exactly what I'm doing. You could just see me and I'm just kind of in a corner somewhere, just passed out. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I think once 10 or 11 o'clock hits, I'm wide awake.
Yeah.
But
has it gotten worse since the whole COVID thing, the whole lockdown thing, or no?
I think it has. But alcohol helps. So
tried and true method, my friend.
Right.
True. Never a bad thing if it helps. Honestly, I used to do that sometimes too. I'd have a shot of whiskey before bed if I was having a problem falling asleep.
Yeah.
I'm well, cool, now it's, because I'm old. So now I'm like, cool, it's bugging my acid reflux, but I'll take some Tums and then I'll go to sleep after that. All good stuff. So I promise we will record in person soon. I need to get my dad past this hump with this next procedure. So
yeah, no problem.
You know.
I mean, we're social distancing anyway, so.
Oh, you guys.
And I got to clean up the pod room here. I got people started dumping stuff on the table in the room I record the podcast in. So now there's a bunch of shit over there. And
oh, you mean like my basement? It's totally fair. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to shower. Look at this.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get a haircut and everything to go see people again.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna get a haircut for you guys. I mean, you'll be lucky if I even wash my hair when I come over. So let's be honest here.
I'll shave my head.
Right. I'm not gonna go that far. Not unless I absolutely have to at some point. But oh my God! So I have to tell you. So being locked indoors all the time and stuff now. Not all the time, but a good chunk of the time. Mike and I started binge watching Bob's Burgers.
Oh, just now? Finally?
Yeah. I never saw it before. Mike had been watching some of it before and he liked it. And I'm totally a convert. That show's freaking hysterical.
Oh my God, that show's amazing. And not to mention, it's just clever.
It's totally clever. Well, okay, so Nando, do you have Apple TV?
No. I have Disney Plus, Hulu, and Netflix, but not Apple TV.
Okay. Is it Apple TV? No. Okay. The reason I ask is because they've got a new show on there called Central Park, and it's by the creator of Bob's Burgers, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
I watched a couple episodes of that because when people give me recommendations, I try to make it a thing to take that recommendation and go watch it, Nando. And so I've watched a couple episodes of it.
Do you like it? Because I loved it.
I like it, but not enough to continue watching it right now.
That's fair. It's so since Nando hasn't seen it, we could probably help set it up for him to let him know what it's about. It's so it's about this family who is it the dad, right? Matt, the dad is he oversees all of Central Park, a park ranger or some crap like that. But they live in this house in the middle of Central Park, and so basically it's about their daily lives and the things that they go through to keep the park together and okay and whatever. But it's a very musically fused.
Yeah, it's like a musical cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think Mike and I are a little bit on we like it because Stanley Tucci's in it. What's there not to like? It's Stanley Tucci, right? He's one of the characters in it. There's a lot of really cool characters. Catherine Hahn, Kristen Bell. What did you say, Matt?
Josh Gad.
Yes, Josh Gad. Thank you. That was the name that I was searching for. There's a lot of really cool people in it, but it's the same thing. I'm a little bit on the fence because it's totally a musical throughout the majority of the episode. Kind of like Bob's Burgers does it sometimes. They don't do it to that extent. But yeah, it hasn't been holding my attention as much as I had hoped it would. So.
Well, I do like musicals, so maybe
do you?
It'd probably be good for me. Yeah.
You got Hamilton coming up on Disney Plus in a week, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
3rd. It's available on the 3rd because Mike just put it on our queue.
So I've seen Hamilton, gone and seen it.
Oh, you have?
And, Caitlin went with Jen and has seen it. Caitlin, I think I told you guys this before, but my kids will just go and play the soundtrack in their room. They'll just be play Hamilton, and just sit there and sing it. So they cannot wait.
That's awesome.
So I think we're gonna make a little event out of it in the house. Yeah. We'll all sit down and watch it.
Oh, that would be totally fun to do that.
Yeah.
Sure. Nando, have you seen it live before?
I've been wanting to see it, but tickets were so expensive, and you're oh, we'll wait for it, and then it's now it's gone.
I know.
I got them when they first came to Chicago, and I think I paid $80 a ticket.
Oh, man.
I had tickets once, but I was unable to make it for health reasons, and so I had to have somebody take my tickets for me, and I was bummed because I never was able. you guys remember how they did the lottery to try to get like super cheap tickets, right?
Yeah.
Well, I never got it, but my friend Carlos got it twice. And I was like, you're an asshole, dude. You should take me once because you've gotten to go twice now.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone that's seen it has says like it's one of the best ones they've seen too.
It's amazing. Like you are just in awe the entire time. You're just like, wow.
Oh,
Like they take their intermission and you just like leave to take the intermission. You're like, I just need to take in everything. Like, God damn.
really?
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, oh,
I'm excited then because now, Nando, you
I
said
hope it translates on TV.
it. So, like from the previews, it sounds like it was in front of a live audience that they did it though too. So I believe that it was from one of the performances,
Mm-hmm.
unless they put on like a special performance for it. But it sounded like there was actually an audience there.
That might help then. Yeah.
So, but to your point, hopefully it does hold up on the screen like the same that it does in person.
Yeah.
So, now, Nando, you said you're a fan of musicals,
Oh yeah.
which I'm super excited to hear because it's totally Matt's favorite thing too. I am also a fan of musicals. What are some of your favorites? And were you? And I have to ask a quick follow-up question too. Were you like a theater kid in high school or like a choir guy?
I wasn't really like huge into theater. I mean, I would go to like some performances,
Yeah.
but I was never good at acting, like dramatic acting or anything like that. I think Matt and I had like where we were like, oh man, like I tried acting once and it was supposed to be dramatic, and everybody was laughing. I'm like, oh, I'm terrible at this. But I've always liked, going to theater, like Chicago Symphony Orchestra. But I want to say the one that I enjoyed the most was Wicked.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw it twice. However, Jacqueline and I went to New York to see Avenue Q.
you did.
Yeah, and it was like the first time I went to New York.
My
Yeah,
favorite.
it was an awesome experience. It was really good.
Oh,
I think I've seen like a couple. I saw Carmen. There was a couple other ones that we saw too. Oh yeah, it wasn't one of those. But which other ones did we see? I took my mom to go see a couple of them too.
did you?
My brother's like, I'm not going.
Oh,
Terrible. He hates it. But yeah, I would definitely have to say Wicked was probably like my number one. Yeah.
That I am so jealous that you also went to New York to go see Avenue Q. Like New York, it's like my second home. I love it out there. So, oh, how cool!
And it was my first time going, so it was great.
Did you guys stay in Times Square when you went there too?
We didn't stay there, but we walked through it.
You did.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, this is so cool. Like, just look at everything. You're like, and then it started raining on us, but I didn't care.
Did you guys see who was it? Like the naked cowboy or the baby, like the guy who wears the big baby hat on his head and like runs around like Times Square?
No, I didn't see that.
I'll have to take pictures next time I get out there for work.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, so obviously you saw Hamilton. Do you like musicals at all?
It's really hard for me to like musicals. Not that like, I don't know. They have to be really good for me to enjoy them.
What's really good in your opinion? Like, what does that mean?
Hamilton. I haven't really gone to see any. That's the thing, because I don't have much interest in it. It's like, so.
Exactly, same thing. Exactly.
Come on, Matt.
So I saw Book of Mormon in 2012.
I saw Book of Mormon.
That was good.
Fantastic. That was so good. And then when I was in Manhattan, probably was it 6 years ago now, I think, I saw Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Right? Did I say that right? Hedwig and the Angry Inch. But it was the guy, what the hell is his last name? Michael something. He played Dexter. And he was the one playing the role of Hedwig.
I don't know. I've never seen Dexter.
What?
This is Dexter.
Nando, you watched Dexter, right?
I've caught a couple episodes. I for whatever reason, I never
Scared.
Well, if either of you get like that little like tickle in your brain that for something to binge, it's a good show. It's a really, really good show. The last season, kind of like a lot of shows, it was a little like, what the fuck? But it was still a pretty good show. I thought it was really good.
I'll tell you one musical that I really want to see is the Green Day one, American Idiot.
Is that still touring?
I think so. If it comes back around or somewhere near me, then I will go. But
Yeah.
I do want to see that one.
I saw Green Day, my very first concert when I was 15 at the Aragon Theater. They were doing the Jaded in Chicago tour. It was on MTV. It was awesome. But I think we talked about this before too, Matt. Like I just kind of stopped liking their music quite a few years ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's not to discredit that they're like that they're not a good band or anything like that. I don't think that at all. I'm not so into it. But the music,
You grew out of it. You grew out of 3-chord.
I did, which I didn't though. I didn't grow out of that shit because I love that stuff.
Right.
I listened to all of that back in the day. But I did hear that musical was really good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to do a podcast field trip and see what potentially could be coming to town when we're not going to die of COVID, and then get tickets to go see.
So next year.
Next year, exactly. I mean, basically, that's how I'm looking at everything, unfortunately. But yeah.
That's cool. A journey to the middle of field trip.
I like that. I think it's a good idea. I think it would be fun.
We'll do it eventually. Yeah.
Well, you guys should also probably look into getting tickets to go see the Motley Crue show next year because, they rescheduled it and all that fun stuff. Mm-hmm. And we're going to Milwaukee and they still have tickets for sale.
Oh, yeah? Surprising. That's so surprising.
Oh, stop with your eye rolls, you shit. It's so surprising. Did you hear mine roll back in my head when I...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm dying to go to the show though. It's going to be a good show. I think the bill is Def Leppard's the headliner. Well, I think it's between Def Leppard and Motley Crue. Let's be honest, right? It's who the headliner is. Mm-hmm. Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison, and Joan Jett. So
out of that lineup, not to discredit the other bands, Joan Jett would be the one I'd be like excited to see.
Oh, stoked about seeing her for sure. Like, because I've never seen her live, but like Poison, I will be honest with you, I've seen them 2 or 3 times in the past. They put on a hell of a show. They really, really, really do. They're very good live. Yeah. And Motley Crue, it's kind of one of those things like I want to see those bastards perform live, and the same thing with Def Leppard. So.
I at least know what you guys are talking about. I don't think I've ever gone to their concerts. I did see Def Leppard. That's right.
Did you?
You know what's funny is it helps to have Jacqueline sitting off to the side because then she reminds Nando of things he's done.
I love it, girl. Keep doing it.
I'm like, wait a minute. We saw them in Wrigley Field, right? With Journey. That's
with Journey.
Yeah.
Oh, so jealous. So well, because isn't it the Filipino guy who's fronting Journey, right? How were they?
I thought they were great.
He doesn't remember.
No, well now I remember because I'm like, oh yeah, that's who it was.
Oh, that's who that was. Okay.
Remember, there's been a lot of alcohol.
I love it.
Thanks for stopping by, Nando.
Right. Now, see, I would like to see Journey, but see, I'm kind of a snob. I would want to see them with Steve Perry, but I know there's not a snowball's chance in hell that that'll ever happen.
Hell no.
So I have to settle for the guy who's the lead singer now.
He's not terrible. He sounds a lot like him.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes it his own.
Okay. See, we need to get her on too. She just and we could do like the 4 of us and I'm not saying that to be shitty. I mean that legitimately because I think that would be fun.
She'll call me out on all my bullshit.
Yeah. And then I'll call her out on his bullshit. It's cool.
I get a lot of things wrong.
You do. No.
Yeah. And she's right there. She's like, nope, get it right. Or else.
She's got like cue cards off to the side,
No, if she did, that would be very helpful. Because no, you got it wrong, dude. Read what's on here.
Get it. Do it. Just do it that way. Yeah. Now, you guys work together. That's how you guys know each other. Is that correct?
Yeah.
One of us works. The other one sleeps, remember?
I go there and get a paycheck. That's what happens.
I mean, more power to you if it works.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Matt, take a little bit, take some clues from what Nando does.
Yeah.
And then maybe you don't have to work as hard.
See?
So, there.
I got to work harder because of him. That's the problem.
We're not even in the same department, man.
Not anymore.
Nope, not
Kicked him
anymore.
out. Couldn't hack it.
Who made that choice? What happened there? Is there controversy?
No, we just get moved around all the time.
Okay.
We change departments.
Right on.
Yeah,
Oh.
we have
Nando froze.
no choice in the matter either.
Okay,
Right.
there, we got it back. All right. You froze
He
for
froze, but we didn't. It was really weird.
basically. It was like, what? All good. All good. Now for we've just been bantering, which I love. And so we didn't give any clue to anybody, like kind of what the main focus of this episode is supposed to be. But I'm assuming we all did our homework, right, boys?
Yes, there was an assignment, Nando.
I did it.
You just
I
confirmed.
had to bitch at him. I'm like, you better watch that damn movie.
No, Matt, it was your idea, so I want you to tell everybody what. And I say your idea. I mean, obviously we talked about it, but yeah.
Well, we talked about the movie a little bit before, and I said, hey, why don't we just all watch the movie?
Yeah.
So that we can just do a partial episode of it,
Right.
But we got to do our sponsor first. We got to take a pause for our sponsor real quick, okay?
Get it in there, Matt. Do it.
All right, so here's some words for Luna y Sol.
Hi, my name is Rocio, and I am the owner and maker at Luna y Sol Boutique. My bows are customizable to fit all ages and styles. They are specially designed to stand out, and you won't find these bows anywhere else. All our products are even tested and approved by a tiny 3-year-old fashionista. If you want something unique and eye-catching, check out our styles on Facebook and Instagram today.
Okay, we're back.
Awesome. Good break. Good break.
I got to have that pause so I know where to find it,
It's smart, though. That's the way to do it.
So anyways, now that we are back, the movie was The King of Staten Island. I don't remember who's in that, though. Who was the main guy?
Some weird, lanky, tall, white dude
Yeah.
who looks like he glows in the dark.
I don't think I'm allowed to say his name. Hold on.
Lots of confused.
Are you reading your contracts to make sure that it's okay for
I
you?
gotta make sure. Okay. Can I talk about this, everybody? I don't think I have anything to say about the movie, in fact. Pete Davidson with Judd Apatow, who they wrote it together, roughly based on Pete's life.
Yeah.
His dad dies as a firefighter, but instead of like aspiring to be a comedian, he's aspiring to be a tattoo artist, which is funny. But like, so in the movie, he's trying to be a tattoo artist, but all his tattoos are shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's got an Obama with the nose, like just not even right.
When the friend called him out on that, and he's like, "Man, it's not even Obama. I can't even like show myself."
Yeah. He fucked up Obama. Like, not that bad.
Like he's got no street cred because of it.
Yeah. And then like the little guy in there, he's tattooing him all up and down and everything. At the end of the movie, he finally goes, I don't really like your tattoos, man.
No shit, Sherlock, because they look like I did them.
Yeah.
Like
So tell me, what did you guys think of the movie?
Nando, please, what did you think of the movie?
Well, I definitely saw that it was slow, you know what I mean? And it kind of like built up, but it left me wanting more. You know what I mean? I was kind of like, I kind of wanted like a dramatic, like bang or something, you know? But then I was kind of like thinking, I'm like, okay, well, if it's based on his life, obviously this is where he's at right now, you know, so we can't really have like that huge, you know, moments or whatever, but it definitely like kept me wanting more out of it though.
That's a really interesting point though too, because I think like Mike and I were waiting for that too when we were watching the movie, like, and it just, but at the same time, like the way that it ended, and Matt, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. The way that they ended the movie, I also think was perfect. At first I was pissed, I'm not going to lie, but like, I think that it was actually just a perfect way to end that movie, because I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I strongly feel that this was just a really good character study, because you get, you know, his mom, Marissa Tomei, his not really stepdad, but the guy that she's dating, Bill Burr. And then Steve Buscemi, which totally made my day. That was awesome that he was in the movie as one of like the firefighters and stuff. But I think it was just really a good character study with a lot of like personal flair, right? So it's like autobiographical, because it's kind of similar to like Pete Davidson's like actual life. That's why he wrote the movie. But I was super jazzed about that movie. I thought it was great.
So, all right. So the movies, you bring up the character study is really interesting because, for one, the way Pete talks about his dad, and obviously I saw him on stage, so he does jokes about it. And when you're watching this movie, you know, when people bring up his dad and when he talks about him, it's like it's like I've accepted it, I've gone through it, and I've dealt with it. Because like you're kind of almost like in any other movie, he's just going to start bawling when someone starts talking about his dad. But
Sure.
And he doesn't do that ever in the movie, and he's more or less just kind of like, yeah, it happened. You know, tell me about him. And this guy tells him this dramatic story about his dad, and he's like, that's actually pretty cool, you know, because every story I hear about him is about him being a hero, and this guy just told me a story about how he was fucking around and everything.
Right.
And it's really, I mean, even Pete's real life, there's just the way he's able to talk about it. Obviously, he gets therapy and everything, but just the way he's able to talk about it with such a, I don't know what the correct word is, but just ease, just the ease that he's able to talk about it, just kind of astounds me a little bit.
Yeah.
And on top of that, too, you talk about like Bill Burr's character as like the guy dating his mom. That guy I found really interesting too, just because of the way he really was, you know, at one point just pissed and then kind of apologizes, but then goes into like building a relationship with Pete's character.
Yeah.
And just the way it was written was really well, as to where it wasn't like this would never happen.
It wasn't ham-fisted, basically.
Yes,
like,
yes, and it came off really well.
Yeah. You know who else I really enjoyed in the movie, and I was so stoked when I saw her? Pam Adlon, who played Bill Burr's ex-wife.
Oh, I love her, by the way. She's awesome.
Her too. Like, she's on one of my favorite shows, Better Things, and obviously, you know, she's the Bobby Hill and all that stuff on King of the Hill. But I was so stoked to see her in that movie because she pulled off Staten Island to a T. It was great.
Yes. Yeah, she does that good. She was in one of the Louis C.K. shows on HBO or something with him.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, back in the day before he, you know, with everybody.
He did that show Better Things with her. Like, they worked on that together up until
really?
that happened too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I don't remember, because he had two shows. One was called Louis, one was called Life with Louis.
Okay.
I don't remember which one she was on, but whichever one it was HBO. And I'm like, from that one, I was like, oh, she's awesome.
Yeah.
She's funny too. Oh.
She definitely added like a good, like you kind of needed that comedic and bitter relief, because
right.
like
the bring you down to earth thing that she does, you know, like
yes. Yeah. It was just really well done. Like, to your point too, Nando, I think it was kind of slow going for a while, but even so, it was slow going, but it was still interesting. Like, I still wanted to keep watching, and I didn't want to turn it off.
Yeah, you know, I was almost afraid at one point that like Bill Burr's character was gonna like be a complete jerk, and like, you know, like Matt said, like, yeah, you know, he actually like befriended him, and he was like, all right, you need a place to stay. Like, you know, I was almost like, man, he's gonna kick him out, you know, but like he actually like, fine, like grab a bed, whatever. And then they actually like grab that relationship. I was like, all right, that's cool, because I kind of felt like, oh, please don't go that way. You know, like, don't be bad. And like, you know, they saved it. You know, they salvaged it, which is pretty good.
Totally.
That part when they were at the baseball game, and Pete digs right into all those firefighters sitting there, and like the way they they basically all handled it like, yeah, we've heard that before. All right, cool.
Right.
You know.
Right. I mean, they totally, because I was expecting, and I think that they wrote it perfectly, because you expect somebody to come back and say something, right? Because of how.
Oh yeah, just to get irate with them. Yeah.
Right. But they just, I really it gave me a whole new respect for Pete Davidson, not only like as this this comedic figure, but also for like his personal life, though, honestly, because I think he is a pretty introspective dude, and I think this showcased like the what's the word that I'm looking for, like his capabilities, I guess. That's to me, that's what it really did for me. And I was like, cool, so you're not just some lanky terribly tattooed bastard that is kind of funny sometimes.
Right.
You know.
And only smokes weed.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. When Pete first appeared on SNL, like I'm like, oh, this guy is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of like, with him dating Ariana Grande and the tattoos, and then like, he was off of SNL for like an episode or two because he had like a mental break. So he obviously has a lot of things he has to work through.
Sure.
And I hope that like he can continue like therapy and continue this career path, because he's not going to be on SNL forever.
No.
I can't imagine he's on there for much more than 2 seasons at this point.
Yeah.
I think he's helped. I think the COVID-19 has helped him a lot, because if you've noticed, if you watched SNL with the SNL at home shows, he is on there more than he is on the regular show.
Is he really?
Because he's at home, he's doing like how they always have the music video bits?
Yes.
So that's kind of his wheelhouse right now. And so he's been on and he's been doing those.
So he took over the Andy Samberg kind of thing, right? Like with okay.
Yeah, and his are pretty good. They're not just like, it's not like a stupid song. It's like a funny song, but produced really well.
Really?
So I don't know if he's producing them or someone else is doing it, but they're pretty good.
We could heard of SNL again then, honestly.
The SNL at home shows were terrible. There was like a couple funny bits.
You mean kind of like the regular season, though? Like let's be honest, because that's how I feel about it. Even when they have a studio audience these days,
they're bad. They're pretty bad. But anywho, I hope that like this can get him a career after SNL.
Yeah,
because he does have some great introspective thoughts and jokes that are really good.
Well, I think that that's interesting too. I agree with you, because in my opinion, SNL these days, I don't want to get off on that total tangent, because we could have a whole other show talking about how shit SNL is now, in my opinion. But I think like seeing him in this light, and I think seeing that he actually has some chops to write and produce, because I think he had both of those credits on this movie, and also like act, right? So he's not a terrible actor. He's actually a very good actor. Mm-hmm. He's a little bit awkward, but he's portraying himself essentially, right? So I agree with you, Matt. I would like this to open some more doors for him, because I think he's got a lot of talent. And I think the other thing that just makes him really just a really good comedian or comedic actor, however you want to like term him, is that he is so in touch with everything that's happened in his life. And I think to me, that's super important too, because he's got a little dirt on his knees, he's got some grit, and I think that it's relatable, I think, as a person, and I think that we can all see a little bit of ourselves in whatever way in like his character. That's what I really appreciated about the movie. And like probably some people like watch the movie and listen to this and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But I have to think about it. If you're a fan of comedic actors and people who have other backgrounds, think about that a little bit, because I think it'll resonate. I think.
Yeah, I think overall I like the movie. I was not like, again, you were saying it was slow. I was like involved in the movie the entire way through. Like I'm like, okay, I want to see what's going to happen next, and where's this going to go. And the whole time, and I think you probably both thought this too. Like the whole time we were like, he's going to be a firefighter at the end of the movie.
That's what we were thinking, right?
And they did a really good job of like the bait and switch with that too. I'm really. Spoiler alert for anybody who watches it, but whatever, you should have already watched it by this point. So, but they totally did a good job with that, because I thought the same thing.
Yeah, like I remember he's washing the truck and everything. He's like, Why do I gotta keep watching this? Were you gonna pull up to a fire all sexy and everything? But yeah, you kind of almost get that impression like he's gonna turn and be like, I want to be a firefighter, but that never happens.
You know what though, and that I think, and Nando, I'm curious to hear what you thought about this too. But I think for me, and I know Mike especially too. Obviously, he's not in here with me, but that was kind of our favorite part, that they didn't make him become a firefighter, because he had his dreams and his goals, what he wanted to do, and he stuck true to that. Yeah,
Jacqueline and I were almost afraid, like when he went with them on the ride, that he was gonna see I forget his name, like trapped in the fire, and that he was gonna go. And we're like, I
thought Bill Burr's character was gonna die, like
right. And I was like, oh man, because either he was gonna die or like Pete Davidson was gonna die saving him.
Oh, good call.
That's what we were like, man, like this is how it's gonna end, and you're kind of like, please don't end that way, because the same thing like you said, Dana, like, man, like he's been like trying to go for his dreams this whole time, and it's like, no, man, I'm sticking to my guns, and he worked for it,
right?
And just to see it, like, just, I mean, quite literally, if it would go up in flames, you would feel terrible for him.
Oh God,
so terrible. That go up in flames. You're better than that.
Come on, you got to set it up, man.
I appreciated that.
Messing with you suck, Nando.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm glad you guys picked up on that too. I mean, obviously, like, it was just such a huge relief to see that, even though he likes to tattoo 10-year-old kids and shit, like, but it was a relief to see that he continued on with that terrible, shitty dream.
Yeah.
I think that it's, if he's writing something that's semi-autobiographical, it's got to be probably pretty close to the way that things shook out for him in this life, right?
Yeah.
So,
two things with that. Like, if they had made him a fireman at the end, and or Bill Burr had died in the movie at some point, it's almost like become a rom-com at that point, because I called it from the very start of this movie. So I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah,
I am too. I mean, like it like I said, the ending, at first it was a little jarring, but it was just so fucking perfect. Just seeing him like look up into the sky in Lower Manhattan. It was just so awesome for me to see that. I was like, man, and he's like reflecting upon things.
Yeah.
And he's trying to figure out what to do for the rest of his day. But he's also like to me, it was just like dual messaging, right? Like then he's reflecting on his life and, all of that good stuff. So it's a very well done movie, I thought.
They never really say what he's going to do like after this, right? Like, because like, Bill Burr discovers that he can actually draw. He probably can't tattoo.
Right.
But he can be an artist in some form.
Right.
And he does well, which I thought that drawing was bullshit. I didn't think it was that great.
Like Iceman?
It was hysterical. We were laughing our asses off. Like, he tattoos like a fucking 2-year-old, but like he can draw like some professional cartoonist.
It wasn't even that good of a drawing. It was okay.
You're thinking of the little kids fucking rendering. That's what you're thinking of as you're saying those words.
No, I'm not thinking of that one. The one when he draws like that superhero guy.
It was like Iceman or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm like, it's good, but it's not great.
Well, compared to his first tattoos, it looks really good.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was also a drawing, though. I mean, it wasn't a tattoo. So, I mean, maybe he could be a cartoonist or something like that. But that drawing would not be in the comic book anywhere. So I don't think that was good enough to be a comic book or anything.
Maybe I'd let him tattoo me. I'm pretty pasty, so maybe I'll tattoo you over here too.
Tattoo on your back, just like they did in the movie, so you can't see it.
Right.
Yeah, get a tattoo of your family on the back. It'll be great. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. I got a big family. There's a lot of kids.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah,
They're little hash marks,
I don't
right?
even think I know all the brothers and sisters' names yet, so. Every now and then he tells me a story about some other brother or some other sister, and I'm like,
I only have one brother. I got a lot of sisters.
I mean, I don't know how you keep them all straight. I hope you put like a fucking different color marker on their head or something. Yeah.
I do. They don't know that, but I have done that.
Mark them all.
Tags.
And they're all the same height, which kills me. Like, not one of them's over 5 feet tall. I'm like,
hey, you with the blue shirt on. And like 3 people turn around and you're like, no, the one with the periwinkle shirt on. Oh, okay, got it.
Periwinkle. That's probably Nando.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful shade of blue, Matt.
I like your orange shirt, Nando.
Thanks.
I like it.
Dragon Ball Z one. Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
You just get to look at the wall in my bedroom. Like that's all that you get to see right
There's
now.
no personality on that wall. Like, come on, Nando's got toys behind him. Brings the middle
Would have
song.
gone upstairs into the basement, but then the littlest dog would have freaked out and she would have been like a dickhead all night.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's true.
yeah, so I had to stay here. Next time, perhaps I will go downstairs and retire to the basement so you can see all the records behind me instead.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. huge audiophile. Big
It's-
time.
Well, that and like just pop culture, everything. Like,
It's fair.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
true.
mine's just anime stuff. This is
I
that's
love
all.
I love that though. And I love that you got it like dedicated. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
We'll have to take turns record. Nando, where do you don't have to like we could bleep this part out. Where do you live?
Oh, in
Oh,
Chicago.
you're-
Like
Oh, okay. So we should do like,
Yeah.
like once I'm not afraid to die anymore, we can totally take turns at recording the house.
Oh, absolutely.
You like that? That was good, right?
I'm not afraid to die. Yes.
Hi, Lola. I know. You want to say hi to the guys? Here, look.
Oh, here's the dog invasion.
It's, yeah. 'cause
Nando, be careful. She might bite you.
Ah,
Can you see her? Hey, Lola, can you turn around and say hi? Can you see her at all? Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
she's got this look like just leave me alone, dude.
Yeah, she's like, fuck all of you people. I just want to lay here and get my butt pet by my mom. It's cool.
She doesn't like her butt pet.
I mean, I like my butt pet too, so I totally understand it. It makes sense.
Nando, butt pet?
always.
It's-
Always all right.
Exactly.
Like I said at
What's wrong
the
with you,
beginning,
Dad? Come on.
the butt pet triangle here.
Oh, look, that's so cute. They were taking a drink at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I feel so left out. I'll pretend to drink my water while I'm sitting here.
You're not even gonna drink the water. You're just gonna pretend to drink it.
I mean, yeah, it's like out of reach, and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna get up and do it. It's all good.
The best thing just happened right now. I said that I was out, and Jacqueline is getting me another one.
She's a good lady, man. That's a good
Wow.
thing. High five her for me, please.
You gotta put a ring on that, Nando.
Well, we can't say when.
Mike actually does that for me though too. I can't drink alcohol again for like ever, but he's usually really good about that stuff for me too. He'll do that stuff too. So I love that. That's
I
awesome.
get the kids to do it.
See?
Yeah.
Well, that's why you had kids, right? That's
Exactly. That and to mow the lawn.
yeah, that's the, I mean, duh.
Mm.
If my dogs could like walk on their hind legs, they'd be fucking doing stuff too for me since I don't have.
I doubt it. Your dogs are probably like, fuck off.
Definitely the French bulldog for sure. She's like, I will cut you with a croissant. Leave me alone. Like, don't.
We'll cut you.
Sorry, I digress. I got off topic.
That's all right. Nando knows what it's like with me and you doing a podcast now.
Oh yeah.
We go way out in left field for a couple minutes.
And I'm trying to be good. Like, I'm trying to be really cognizant of that this evening so that I
And then
don't.
one of us brings it back at some point.
Well,
So
It's funny because when I used to do my podcast with Ruben, they always, like, he and the guys, like, if we were recording with the other guys too, his friend Tom was like, this is why I love you, Dana, because you always know where we left off and where to bring it back to. And I'm like, yes, I do. That is like one of my talents. And I could be like 3 beers deep at that point and probably a glass of wine. And like, I would still bring it back and they would all just kind of like look at me and be like, what the fuck? It's my
all right,
talent.
so bring it back, Dana.
All right. So bringing it back to, okay, so the last that we were discussing was how we were all pretty impressed that Pete didn't become a fireman, blah, 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 blah. And then we kind of went off on a tangent. And then I again said how much I really enjoyed the end of the movie. So, okay, As far as what was it? The movie was like over 2 hours, I think, like 2 hours and 15 minutes, I think.
Something like that around there, yeah.
Yeah. But I think it was worth it. I think Marissa Tomei's character, she was awesome as his mom. Judd Apatow's Apatow, why did I say it that way? Judd Apatow's oldest daughter, can't remember her name. It starts with an M, I think. But she played Pete Davidson's sister. I don't know if you guys picked up on that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was her, because as soon as I saw her, I was like, wait, that's his daughter. And whatever the fuck her name is, I don't remember. But it's definitely his oldest daughter. So, yeah, picked up on that totally right away. And then Belle Polly, who played Pete Davidson's girlfriend. Love her. Love her. And if you guys have not seen her in anything else, she was in The Morning Show, that show on Apple TV.
I'm watching it.
Yeah, she's in that. She's she's banging the one, like the weather guy, I think, or whatever in the show.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then there was another movie she was in with Kristen Wiig and Alexander Skarsgård from True Blood. And I can't remember the name of the damn movie right now, but it was so good. I might have to look it up. But I was extremely excited to see her in this movie because she is one of my favorite actresses. She's so good. And she's like in her like early to mid 30s or something, but she plays amazing characters. So, that's the name of the movie, The Diary of a Teenage Girl.
Okay, I've seen stuff for it, but I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, so I mean, if you guys are ever bored and you want to see something, I thought it was a fantastic movie. Again, that one is another character study.
Oh, okay.
Really good. So,
does it mean it's homework?
I might have to give it to you guys for homework. That's a really good idea. That's a really, really good idea. Yeah, Matt's shaking his head no, but I know you'll watch it. I know
I'll watch it if you really want me to.
Matt's like, yeah.
I'm still trying to get him to watch Get Out.
Oh shit!
Oh, it freaks me out just looking at it. Like, I am not
scared. It's scary.
It is a scary. I'm not going to disagree with him on this one though. That shit freaked me out when I watched the movie. It's fair. It's fair. I can understand. Like, if it's not his, maybe that's
He's not good with homework. That's the problem. If you say, "Hey, you should watch this," don't bother following up if he's watched it. He hasn't.
You know, maybe I'll just watch it.
That's why when we talked about doing this,
there you go.
I texted him once, and I saw him at work once, and I said, "Hey, you got to watch the movie. Make sure you watch the damn movie."
And I ran away when he was trying to talk to me at work.
Tell Dana when you watch the movie. Tell her when you finally watch the movie.
Yesterday.
There you go.
Matt's patting himself on the back right now.
He already knew it too, which is great. The past 5 text messages from Matt. You got to watch the movie. Don't forget to watch the movie. Watch the movie.
That's the one thing that I love about you, Matt, because you are persistent in a good way.
Yeah.
And
I do it to Dana too.
he does do it to me. Although I watched the movie, I think the weekend that it was released, so 2 weeks ago or whatever, because it was the week that I had surgery, and that's it came out that weekend, so that's when I watched it.
Yeah, I wanted to watch it right away, and then something was going on, and then I forgot about it, and I'm like, when we talked about it, I'm like, all right, we should all watch the movie. So
yeah, I think it was, for me, I liked it. I would totally watch it again. I thought it was worth it because I'm sure that I'll pick up on some things too that maybe I didn't totally phase into. It's not a super intellectual movie as far as a thriller or something, right? Where you have to totally pay attention, but you still have to pay attention to the movie.
Yeah.
So I liked it. What about you guys?
Nando?
I liked it. Like I said, I was happy, how we talked about how it didn't end the way that we expected it to.
Totally.
I appreciate films that lead you to that point, but then allow you to have your own oh man, look, maybe he's gonna branch out a little bit. Or maybe you know what I mean? He'll grow as a person kind of thing. I like those kinds of movies.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Matt?
Yeah, so I will say this. I really wanted to not like it.
Really? Why?
Because Pete Davidson's pissing me off.
You went to go see him though.
Exactly.
I did. I like Pete Davidson. The whole thing that turned me off though. Like I'm like, oh man, fuck you and your little contract.
Matt's still butthurt about the contract that he had to.
Well, hey, I watched his movie, so I'm getting over it.
You're like me and LeBron. Like I could never meet that guy in person. Can't.
Yeah, we're gonna have this episode is gonna drop, you know, and people are gonna listen to it. They're gonna be like, hey, everybody, straight in the middle, and then dead silence. Thanks for listening. No, all right. Seriously though, I did like the movie. Like I said, I was involved in the movie the whole way through. I'm glad it didn't end like everybody thought it was going to end because I hate that. That's why I don't get into romantic comedies too much because I'm like, well, they're going to end up together.
Because
there she goes, running after her. Told you.
Yeah.
You know, I just hate that. It's every goddamn movie, and it's just like, well, we made this movie to make some money. You know, we didn't really put much effort into the script.
Right.
You know? My kid movie. You know, so I'm glad it was different. I thought the characters were very interesting. I mean, all of them really, because everybody had some depth of some sort.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So yeah, I enjoyed it on the whole.
I'm glad to hear that. Like, I'm glad that we watched. I mean, clearly we didn't watch together, but I'm glad that we all watched the movie because I think it's interesting to hear the things that we all picked up on or the things that we really enjoyed. You know, I like that stuff. I like that.
I like that. Sweet.
I know, it's cute.
Well, I know we got a time limit tonight, so we got to wrap it up here.
Sorry, kids. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
Don't go to work.
I know, adulting beckons me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, but we should noodle on what we want to do for next week when we record.
Yep, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We start a group text. I'm good with that.
Yeah. I didn't want to expose you to Nando yet, so.
What the hell? He makes you out like you're this terrible human being. All the time. No. I'm really happy that we got to all record tonight, though. This is awesome. It's good.
Yep, that was
really
fun.
good. Yeah, I agree.
All right, so I guess give us a shout at journeytothemiddle@gmail.com. Subscribe, rate, review. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're everywhere. Blubrry, Stitcher, PocketCasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.
By the way, really quick, what did you do on YouTube that we got an episode yanked?
What's that?
What did you do on YouTube that got an episode yanked?
Oh.
We can talk offline about that if you want.
No, that's fine. So we did a comedy episode where we had played some comedy bits.
Oh, okay.
And so one of them got flagged because it's, you know, owned by like Sony or something like that. And so they pulled it down, and I went in and I fixed it the other day. So that part of the episode might actually just be silent.
Okay.
But I actually, while I was waiting for you guys to jump on, I thought I was on the call, but not quite yet. I was checking it out, and it looks like the whole episode is up there, even with that bit. But a piece got added at the bottom of our description that says where you can go watch that video.
Oh, okay.
So I think they took some liberties and put something on our description. So that's up. That is up there now for people to watch.
Awesome.
So we are on YouTube. This is currently episode 27. I don't know if you guys realize that we're at 27 now.
Holy shnikes! Wow, I did not.
Yeah. So yeah, we're getting up there.
And
but anyway,
feel good about that. I feel good about that, guys.
So I think that's it for me. You guys got anything to add before we get out of here?
No, I had an awesome time tonight, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome, Nando.
Of course, anytime, for real, seriously.
All right, so this is how we've been ending the show. So Dana, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Nando, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.